Hey everybody, it's official. It is now peaceful protest part 2 of the world. Oh, I tell you. Welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. This is John. This is Zero Dark 30, blasting out of the bunker, taking off into the darkness. Here we are. And your satire warning, folks. If you don't like humor and satire, because that's what this entire show is, go elsewhere. If you're here for a couple of facts mixed with a little conjecture and some opinion, so you can form your own, welcome. And welcome to Mostly Peaceful Part 2. It's happening. At Virginia Commonwealth University last night, massive brawl breaks out between student activists and police. At Columbia University, protesters are screaming, "We will honor all the martyrs." Okay, well, I tell you what, it's not much protesting going on there. It just sounds like a desire to fight and get one's way and will. It has started, folks. It's now officially here. It's official. While the police, state troopers at various universities and locations around the country have now, and rather quickly, stood up to these left-wing lunatics. No, that's being too generous. It's too generous. No, I'm going to respect their desire to be called what they are, and that is terrorists. They're fucking terrorists. That's what they're acting like. That's what they want to be. And so I'm going to give them the respect they deserve, and they're fucking terrorists. They want to honor the martyrs. There's no martyrs in protesting. There's martyrs in terrorism and martyrs in radical jihad. We're now in a religious war in America. Right? 2020, the Summer of Love Part 1, with mostly peaceful, fiery protests costing $5 billion. The estimates were $4 to $5 billion in damage as they burned, looted, and murdered their way through America's cities. Some cities more than others, but cities nonetheless. Not through the countryside. Country people didn't tolerate it too much. They tried, and they got shot. They got their asses beat. They got their asses handed to them. But interestingly, they're not back in 2024. Interesting, 4 years later, an election year, a bad campaign year for Joe Biden again. Now, they've been pushing racial division. They've been pushing for fights. They've been pissing everyone off. But it's not happening. It's not organic. But I think they found a better group of people to exploit. And by they, I mean the George Soros types. Those types of people. They need people to cause trouble. They need idiots, useful idiots. And some of the dumbest people on the planet are people that think that, their religious belief gives them the authority to kill others. And that's what they're going to start doing, folks. Yesterday, there were several incidents, police incidents around the company. Police and, I believe, U.S. Marshal was killed. It's all associated. It all has to do with this. Look at the violent youth groups we have now. We have Antifa. We have BLM. We have these radical Islamic jihadis who are here in college, presumably. We have another group, right? They're different than BLM. They're the people that think reparations need to be paid to them. They're not violent, not right now. We have other radical groups that are racist that think that whites need to be killed. These are all rather separate and distinct groups, even though they have similarities. You see, BLM is not the same as black supremacists. But did you notice that there are several different groups? Right? Several different groups. And they're becoming very prone to violence. Are you prepared for that? Are you prepared for another 2020? Are you prepared for it to be much worse? Now, the police did stand up. Now, unlike 2020, where they just stood around and acted like battering rams and punch toys for the kids, this time it's different. The police are actually arresting them, and I'm hoping that they put them in jail and prosecute them. But these student activist terrorist supporters, right? There are Muslims in school that are causing this violence, and then there's idiot college kids joining them. Another separate, distinct group that thinks they're supporting anti-genocide by promising genocide. Well, how Nazi-like is that thinking? According to them. And again, these peacenik, idiot, college left-wingers used to be just that. They're about peace. Now they're about the opposite. So last time the police let them riot and push things around. This time, they're literally confronting and attacking police. As of last night, as of yesterday's murders, that's who they are. Oh, one more group. I'm sorry, I forgot. We have another group that is extremely violent. They're the trans activists. Oh, we have another group that's extremely violent. They are the pro-life. I'm sorry. Sorry. Pro-death. That's right, the pro-death people. I love it when we counter pro-life and call it what it is. It's pro-death. The abortionists. They are violent. Right. And then you have gay groups that are against the trans men, right? And that would be the radical, violent lesbian groups. I mean, I think I counted at least 8 different distinct subsets of violent left-wing people. Some are more violent than others, and they've now kicked that off. And the police, yes, arrest them. The police, yeah, don't treat them like special little people, because they're not. They're criminals. In fact, don't treat them like criminals. They're terrorists. The police need to end that shit, or it's just going to get worse. We saw this in 2020. We talked about it in 2020. You can't arrest a few. You can't just tell them to disperse, because they come out and they fight at night. That's another thing, very similar to 2020. I believe the powers that be in the left and the left wing that are orchestrating, supporting, and funding this activity, terror activity, they learned their lessons. They found, yes, the best protesting is at night. That's when people are most easily persuaded, when they're most capable of joining a mob, and also when good people are most scared and afraid. Don't worry, terrorist, I have night vision. Scopes. I see you. This is where we're at. This is where we're at. It's getting more violent. extremely violent. The left is not backing down. They think lawlessness is their protection. These people need to be treated like terrorists, enemies of the state, and they need to start shipping them off to Guantanamo Bay to interrogate them, find out who is supporting them, who is paying for them, who is training them, and then if they are truly foreign agents or agents of foreign authority, to be tried as such. They're chanting death to America. Well, let's honor what they believe. Call them terrorists, because that who wants death to America, our enemies. You don't get to chant death to America while committing crimes with other people who are, for lack of a better phrase, right, the foreign enemies who are here. There's enemies, foreign and domestic, and they are now here. That is going to come up, by the way, as a last point. The part of the oath: defend the country against all enemies, foreign and domestic. These people are domestic enemies of America. They say death to America. In my opinion, they have no rights. They didn't say death to the United States government. They said death to America. That's me and you, people. That's me and you. Death to the United States is the government in Washington, D.C. They don't say that. They say death to America. That's you and me. Get prepared. This is going to get real nasty real quick. Wait till they get handed guns. Oh, and one more group. Are you ready? This is the largest group of all. All those illegals, age 15 to 35, from countries we don't know, with names we can't pronounce, with criminal records unavailable, belief systems unknown. But they're here. Chance favors the prepared mind is yours.